Well, hello and welcome back to Hold and Modify, YouTube's most poorly produced, underproduced Amiga channel. And it's been a while, I know, but I'm here again with a new video covering some more Amiga fun stuff. Now, as many of you know out there, the SCSI to SD card has been one of the more popular ways to get SCSI hard drives working in your Amigas that require them, like the Amiga 2000 and the 3000. But because of the chip shortage, these little buggers here, they're really hard to get. They're hard to keep in stock. They're hard to find. So somebody had the great idea of taking a couple different technologies, like the blue SCSI and the RAS SCSI, or whatever it's called, SCSI, but taking a couple different technologies and kind of smashing it all together to make the ZuluSCSI. And here you go, Rabbit Hole Computing. I picked this up from AmigaKit, and they're around, you can find them between $60 to $75. And as you can see, there's less chips on it. In fact, you've got some empty pads down here, if you look closely, some empty pads. And yes, it can be powered by the SCSI bus, but the Amiga does not provide enough power. So you will need to use the floppy connector. And as we saw with my, well, SCSI to SD that I made have the magic smoke. Oh! Well, yeah, be very careful how you plug that floppy connector in. Thankfully, I didn't do that this time, but it's a pretty simple setup. Power, SCSI. There are some jumpers, but you don't need to mess with them. Just leave them alone. They do let you control things like termination and whether it boots or not into a special menu. And then, yeah, your SD card. I had to try a couple, by the way. It seems to be picky with the SD cards, and I'm not sure why. I just had to take a couple. And the great thing about this is you don't have to do anything fancy with the SD card. You just format it FAT32, and that's it. So for that's all it takes to get the card recognized. Because how this thing works, you take image files that you make in WinUAE. So you can go into like WinUAE here, and you go to hard drive, and you can say, you know, add hard file, and say create the hard file here. So you go in here in WinUAE, and you create your hard file, like 100 megabyte or 200 megabyte or 500 megabyte. And after you've created that, you then, you know, will have them on your desktop. You need to name them a certain way. So HD0, HD1, HD2, HD3, HD4, HD5, HD6, basically the SCSI, you know, the IDs. That's what you're calling. That's what the number is for. It's the ID, right? But the thing you got to remember to do is change this here. I don't care what the manual says that you'll find for the ZuluSCSI. It'll say you need to have this be IMG or HDA. You know, you can do both. It says IMG works great, and so do other extensions. Well, at least when it comes to the Amiga, it does not. You need to change this to, let me try and do this while shooting. You need to change this to .HDA, right? Change that to HDA. And then, yes, I'm sure. Okay, so you change that to HDA. You then copy this onto your FAT32 SD card and put it in your Amiga. And as you can see over there, let me get a little closer for you. We have the lovely 2500 back from Chris Edwards, all nice and clean and shiny. We'll get over there in a second. But yeah, put that back in your Amiga. And then you got to do some things. So in my case, I have a GVP HD 8 Plus Series 2 SCSI controller. So I needed to actually boot with the GVP setup software in order to make that HDA partition thingy in there actually work. Otherwise, if you put it into the computer, it doesn't see it. It doesn't know what it is because there's no RDB file written to it. It doesn't know what kind of hard drive it is. It's a dumb hard drive. It's just a dumb file. This does all the translation for you. There's no interface, by the way. You're probably asking me, what about the interface? Well, can I set that up there? There's no interface. There's a text file, an INI file that you can configure, and I'll put the link in the description where you can find all that stuff if you want to get crazy and you're super advanced Mr. Expert guy. But the thing is, you don't have to worry about any of that. You just don't have to do it. You got to format your thing, FAT32, create those 2 image files or 1 image file, how many ever you want to make. Make sure they have non-conflicting SCSI IDs, so HD0, and then the other one's HD1, then HD2, and make sure you change the extension to HDA. If you do that, you're good to go. But yeah, you then have to prep the drive using drive prep software. In my case, I have to use the GVP software. I use 2.0 of the GVP tools disk, which means, yes, you're booting off the real floppy in the 2500, and it will see this hard drive in this card. And then you just use the regular GVP configuration utility to get the drive, written out and it's low-level formatted type deal. And then you're going to go ahead, and now there's two things you can do. You could use real Workbench floppies and then format that hard drive and install Workbench. Yay, you're done. Video over. Or yes, you can then pop, once this has been through the low-level formatting process, and in my case, again, once it's been through the GVP process, I can now take this card out and bring it back into WinUAE and just copy Workbench installs to it. Because remember, it's an image file. Even though it's called HDA, it's just an image file. And you can load it into any emulator of your choice and just copy your complete Amiga install onto it and bypass the whole real floppy thing. And then pop it out, put it back in here, plug it back in, turn it on, and boom. You're booted and up and running. Okay, so short video, but I wanted to cover this awesome new product, the Zulu. I know not a lot of folks are talking about it yet because not a lot of folks know about it. I think the SCSI SD was such a success that we kind of forgot to look for other stuff. But with it being more rare, it is nice having this pretty simple to use. I was able to do it without blowing it up as well. That's important to mention. Now, did I do this all by myself? Of course not. Everyone's favorite Amiga Yoda, pajama flaunting, chicken wing eating man, Chris Edwards, graciously got on a Skype call with me, and we went through and knocked the sucker out. He was the one that helped me discover things like the HDA issue, and he helped walk me through the GVP configuration software. He was an amazing asset, as always. Thank you, Chris Edwards. And as always, I will link your channel in my amazing description below. So yes, folks, that's it. This thing works. It's simple. In a nutshell, FAT32 format your SD card. You may have to try multiple cards. They may not work. This thing has an error code light that it will flash. 3 flashes means it detects stuff but can't read them, like it detects your files but can't read them. 5 flashes means it doesn't detect any SD card. So the first time I used it, I got 5 flashes. Finally found this little other thing here, put it in there, and it works. I am doing realistic sized Amiga partitions, of course. I did like a 500 megabyte and a 700 megabyte, but you could try other ones and experiment. It's so easy to do. But yeah, you get this thing, FAT32, copy your HDAs onto it, low level it on the real Amiga with whatever low level software, whatever SCSI controller you've got. That's the important step. And then you can choose to just install it on the real Amiga, or you can come back into WinUAE and fill it up with a Workbench install that's already done. Put it back in, done. Never have to worry about it. And it's fast. This thing boots really, really quick. So thanks for watching, and see you again sooner than later, hopefully.